Testing, 1 2 1 2. Welcome to House Culture Conversations. Happy Saturday. And we are just getting underway. So, whether you are joining us on Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook, we're super excited to have you this evening on House Culture Conversation, a conversation I've been looking forward to probably for the better part of a month. So it's going to be a fantastic time. Listen, if you guys hang out with us on the Fam Tram Express, you know. If you hang out with us Thursday early morning in the US for the Thrive, you know. We love the music, we love the culture, and House Culture Conversation gives us an opportunity to meet with DJs and artists, producers, and even more to talk about this thing called house. But every now and again, we find somebody that loves it from the crowd's perspective, somebody that is a house culturalist. And today we are going to hang out with Yogi Chick, aka Anne Marie and Annie. So let's bring her on up. Annie, how are you? Let me get this thing out the way. How are you?
Good. Hello,
How are you? So
everyone.
good to see you.
I
Yes,
see my
yes.
cousin. Hey, cousin.
Yeah, so folks are coming in. Welcome on in to House Culture Conversations. How are you?
I am good. I'm excited to be here. Can't wait.
Well, I see DJ Russell Joseph is in the building. Melissa Martinart and Breeze DBL, Carrie Toots. The
Hi,
family is
Carrie.
shuffling
Hi,
on into the
Carrie.
building. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think we'll try to keep it together. You can see the chat. Just shout out anybody you want to say hello to anytime you see them. We're gonna try to keep
Please.
our attention focused on the task at hand. Tell us a little bit about where you're from and what was music for you growing up.
Well, I was born and raised in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Music has always been a part of my life. I have actually two uncles who are professional musicians. One plays the trumpet, the other one plays the trombone,
Mm.
and they play in Germany. So they live in Germany. So they have a band that they actually participate in. And music for me, when I was much younger, I did play a couple of instruments. I played the trumpet, um, the piano, and believe it or not, the accordion.
Oh, whoa, the accordion. Now,
I
see,
used to play the accordion.
that's not that easy. I mean, accordion
No,
is
it's
a
not.
good instrument.
Like,
So I take my hats off to you there.
thank you, thank you.
Now, what kind of music did you listen to growing up?
When I was much younger, it's like mostly like pop and rock, and then as I slowly got older, I started listening to a lot of like jazz and South American type music and acid jazz, and it slowly builds up to other types of music. It changes all the time depending on my mood. I also love Brazilian music, and
So,
soca.
so when did you get introduced to house music?
The first time I heard house music, I was between either grade 6 or grade 7. And one of my classmates brought a cassette tape and she put it in during one of our, like you had your classroom type parties when you're that age. And she says, "This is house music." And for me at that time, I'm like, what the heck is this? I honestly thought she made it up. I had no idea that was a type of sound. But as I got older, I started appreciating more house music in the late 90s. Because for me, it kind of mixed between the acid jazz and house when mostly the time it helped me with my studies because during school, I barely had time to go out because of my studies. So I just kind of surrendered to music, which kind of helped me cope with the stresses of school.
So, did you Dubop is in the building. Portia Live is in the building. So good to see you.
Hi, sunshine.
L Cross, L Cross in the building. The family is pouring in to show their
Oh
support.
my goodness.
Yes, yes. Yeah, DJ Pablo Goodall. They're all here and they're just
It's
showing love and spreading
wonderful.
love. So, what was that? When was house like it became a thing for you? Like you heard it and you was thinking, but when was it? You know, everybody kind of remembers that moment when just house took them to another level.
Oh, well, for me, I can't honestly can't pinpoint exactly when it just kind of engulfed me, I guess is the right word. But I would have to say that Twitch kind of reintroduced me to it. And knowing how much, I guess, house music has evolved compared to what I'm accustomed to listening to. Like the classics like Lady and, Hey, Hey, Hey. And listening to Twitch and all the different DJs, it's like, oh, it's like it goes beyond that. And for me, it's like, wow, it's just something, it just kind of like took over me, I guess.
And you have
So,
a tremendous, community there in Toronto. I want to talk about the Toronto scene, but
yes.
how did you get connected with all these amazing, house people in Toronto, DJs and the like?
Well, through this wonderful platform called Twitch, I was very fortunate enough to be able to meet these wonderful DJs, producers, and the way they are through their stream, they're the same people in person. And I'm very fortunate to call some of these people my family. I just feel so grateful that besides being around them, I'm also exposed to the different ways of house can take us.
Mr.
And
Latin House is in the building. On Your Mind is in
hey,
the
Sonia.
building. Everybody's coming out. So good to see you guys. Pingsies, what's good? Big ups to Toronto. It's so good to see everybody. We are just getting started hanging out with Annie, aka Yogi Chick. Now, DJ Ray Ray, there he is.
Hey,
So good
Brit.
to see you. Toronto is in the building.
Yes, another DJ that I'm fortunate to call family, Sunshine, Portia, everybody. I just feel so honored, and I just feel so blessed that everyone came out here for just to see little old me. It's just
Yeah.
I just
Well,
feel
I,
so
I
blessed.
will tell you, meeting you just through Twitch and only knowing you as Yogi Chick, never meeting you and knowing you, I was like, oh, she good people. She good people. And it is obvious that everyone feels the same way. Just a beautiful soul. And that's what house is all about. Now, why do you think, house has been so popular so many years? I mean, we're talking 40 years or more. House
Well,
is
I don't
still
know.
thing.
I honestly think it's thanks to social media and platforms like Twitch that keeps house music alive.
Hmm.
And also too, just exposing us to different types of house that it's not just one sound per se. It's an abundance of different genres, different sounds, different a lot of different.
Yeah,
And
I think as you talk about, the sound has grown, so many people can participate. Before we got on, you were talking about there's so many genres. There's something for everybody in house.
Mhm.
Philip the Haitian's in the building. DJ
Hey
210 is
family,
in the
hey
building.
neighbor,
Now I understand when you say neighbor, you truly mean
neighbor.
neighbor. DJ 210 in the building. It's so good to see you once again. Thank you guys for vibing with us on House Culture Conversation, hanging out with Annie, aka Yogi Chick, and just getting started. Talking a lot about, house and why it has continued to be just a music that spreads and it's all about love and all about good vibes and good feelings. What are a couple of your favorite memories as you've taken this house journey?
Well, one of my favorites is actually fairly recent. Last year, we had the Weekender, which we had the opportunity to meet DJs from not only from Twitch, from across the globe, pretty much, and all of us just coming together and just sharing music and vibing and dancing together. For me, it was just that was just such a vibe, and the sense of community and coming together is just talking about it's just like
Giving you goosebumps. You're getting goosebumps.
yeah.
Well, talking about community, let's say big shouts, send big shouts out to Star 33 with the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. We are hanging out with DJ Yogi Chick and just having a great time talking about the music and the culture that we love so much. So, tell us another story.
Well, last I think it was a few years ago. Louis Vega was in town,
Mm.
and it was my first time seeing him. And I think I just got a little bit over too excited that I was like right up his face, trying to get all the footage. And security kind of, gave me a couple of warnings, like I'm too
Oh
close.
my gosh.
But if you've seen the footage, I was literally like almost right up his face. But it's just the excitement of being there and just to see like, one of the legendary producers, DJs, Louis Vega, up in close. And that's one of the things I like about some of the venues in Toronto is that when some of the DJs come into town, you don't feel like you're so far away. It's almost like you're up and personal, and it's almost like they're just coming over, playing some music for us while we just hang out, vibe with the crowd, kind of thing. So I just felt it's almost the same kind of vibe here. Forgetting it's Louis Vega, but
Just almost went to jail. Almost went to jail. So you got too close to Louis Vega. They're going to
so
carry you on out of there. DJ Carlos Fuerte, DJ Paco D, welcome in. Once again, Star 33, thanks for the raid. We appreciate you so much. Thanks for vibing with us on House Culture Conversation. And that's just what it is, a conversation about the music and the culture that we love so much. Now, you're big on Twitch. You talked a lot about Twitch. So tell us about your Twitch game. Where do you hang out if you're modding and it's going to tell us about your landscape.
okay. Well, I mod four, and I see them all there for the Deep Night family.
Eat
Portia
night.
Live, Deep Night Wednesdays from 6 till until DJ Russell says, you know what, I'm tired. And DJ 210, and also I do mod for DJ Jason Palma, and sometimes for Good Beat Entertainment if they have special guests. And I'm not sure if I'm still mod for DJ Freckles, and DJ Casey Music.
He might have heard you got so close to Louis. He got concerned. He's
Got
like,
scared.
she's off the chain. We got to step back from her. But what do you enjoy so much about streaming and being part of the Twitch community?
Well, what I love about the whole Twitch community is the fact that it is a community, and it just feels like you're they accept you for who you are. It's just easy to interact with everyone, and the music is what also attracts me to go to visit some of these streamers. Is and it's the feeling you get. Like sometimes they would drop tracks, and you just be like, "What?" Or sometimes it'll feel very emotional, and it kind of triggers something in you. And that's just what I love about just coming through and visiting some of the streamers is just how I feel afterwards when I leave. And also too when I mod.
Yeah.
Um, it's just interacting with people and we're just like sharing the same love of whatever the music is or whatever things we just want to talk about that's like could be so random. And it's just like being around friends. That's just how I see it as. It's just hanging out, shooting the breeze and enjoying yourself.
That's it in a nutshell. I mean, just so well put. It's just community. It's a way of being connected, and it was really important as we dealt with COVID. But coming out of COVID, Twitch has stuck, and we still find ourselves to our Twitch parts of the world and those folks that we know and love in the Twitch streets. The Guru 215, the Guru 215. Good to see you. Thanks for vibing with us. Revolutions LDN. We see you. Thank you for hanging out with us on House Culture Conversation. Just having a heck of a good time with good people. Rick, aka Yuri K, welcome in. Thanks for vibing with us. Mendel Monarchs in the building. Shouts. So, DJ Slim C in the building. I've had some catching up to do. You see how these wonderful people came out, and I know
I
they're here for you.
I
And,
feel so honored and so blessed.
hey, I'm
Thank
sure they got big love and big hugs for you. What are the some So I want to talk a little bit about the Toronto scene. And I know the weather's getting ready to turn in a little bit, and folks are going to start partying. I'm sure you guys are going to move from inside to outside. But what are some of the marquee events? If somebody was, like, I want to go up there and hang out with the folks in Toronto, when should they come up, and what event should they target?
well, uh, pretty much just parties all year round. So, so rain, shine, snowstorm, whatever. There are some hardcore house heads that will come out, and it's rare that, depending on how severe the weather is, that they will cancel. But there are some hardcore ones, and I'm pretty sure the people in the chat will agree that they do come out, and that's just how much love Toronto has to support this music. They will come out. And I do have some events that are happening, not myself, but some events that are happening for this month. Actually, tonight, apparently, there is an event happening at Sounds Good. And tomorrow, uh, DJ Ray Ray, his resident place for the fall is called Boogie. And that's my hangout that I go to for the fall, and usually in the summer is Joe Bird, which is more on an open situation. It's close to the lake. It's by uh, uh, oh my gosh, why am I going in a blank? It's it's close to Harborfront, which faces the lake. So you have good tunes, good vibes, good food, and you're facing the lake. What more can
Mm.
you ask? So best time if you want outdoor parties, I would say between June, July-ish. Indoor parties is all year round. So, um, but there's one event that I'm hoping to see some of the Twitch fams again. Is the Another Weekender. It's supposed to
Mm.
happen again. It's taking place on July 11th to the 13th. I'm hoping the roster will come out soon, so we'll know which DJs will be playing and which venues they'll be playing at. So save the date, July
Yeah, so
11th.
everybody look forward to the upcoming weekender. That sounds like it is something
Oh,
that you might want to get up there to Toronto and party with the fam.
and we
That's
do.
my jam.
Um,
We see you. That's my jam. Welcome in. Thanks for vibing with us. How you doing this Saturday? Big love to you. Sorry, I cut you off. You were gonna say?
oh no. I mean, like there's like other events happening. If you like Afro House, there is an event called Rooted, which is in a. It's located on the Digital Underground, and it's mostly Afro House, Emma Piano, and it's done by Corey Dawkins, and he's not a Twitch streamer, but he comes out to most of our events, and we love him dearly. So we do try to support his events, and it's a vibe. It's a vibe. And
Mhm.
what I love about Toronto too, with some of the venues that we do that we do go to, is they're small, and so you feel more intimate with the DJs, and you are surrounded with folks that love the same music. So it almost feels like you're at someone's house, pun intended, and you don't feel any pretentious or anything like that. Everybody's just there to vibe and just embrace the music. And I just and that's just what I love.
And that
Oh,
sounds like house. That sounds like house. Now, who did I just miss? I think I was missing somebody. If I missed you, just come back
I
in the chat.
resolution.
We would love to say hello to you if we have missed you. But with that said, now you were born in Toronto,
Yes.
but your family is from the islands, correct?
Yes. They're from Trinidad.
Okay, from Trinidad. Now, I also know there's a lot of culture there in Toronto as well.
Yes. Yes. It's almost like we are a mini melting pot. We have different cultures. Um, I don't want to say you don't feel like you need to jump on a plane to leave the country to visit certain countries because we have it all here. And in terms of food, as I mentioned earlier, if you want the best, if you're in Toronto and you want the best Caribbean food, is Scarborough. And I'm sure folks
Scarborough.
in the chat will agree with me. Yes, doubles Portia. Yes, best Caribbean food is in Scarborough. Um, for Asian food, we have there's a town called Markham if you want the more higher end, uh, or if you just want regular food, is like downtown Toronto has everything pretty much. So, but that's
Now,
Caribbean
how does your family feel about house music?
food. My mom, my mom thinks I probably turned my back on my culture, because given that I only listen to that and not soca. But I mean, but she knows that I listen to all kinds of music. It's just whatever sparks whatever emotion I have. That's just the way music does for me. So yeah, but
DJ Blaze Music, Design Works. Welcome in.
hey,
Thanks for having
family.
on House Culture Conversations, having a great time with the fam. The chat is, I'm hardly keeping up. So if I've missed
I'm
anyone,
trying also. I commend all the streamers that are able to play their music, talk to the chat. I commend you. I'm struggling, but I commend you guys a lot. You guys make it look so easy.
yeah, it helps if you put a big screen in front of you that blows your stuff. I got miles better when I put a screen in front of me that my eyes could read. But we appreciate you guys so much. If we have missed you, know it is big love. And Portia's point, mods make it so much easier and allow the DJs and streamers to do what they do and focus on the craft. But where do you see this thing going? Where do you see house, 10 years from now, 20 years from now?
Well, the way I see it, house music, thankfully, is not just one sound. So there's so much different variety, different varieties of house music that it gives future P folks to more experiment on different sounds, be more innovative,
Hmm.
and continue with platforms like this. Hopefully, they still have platforms like this in the future to continue to promote and share uh, house music and try not to let it die. Like we're holding on, and we still are still enjoying this music. So I could see it keep going and evolving. I could see it more evolving. Because if you compare it to the classics versus now, you can see how much it has evolved, and there's still room for to continue
Yeah,
to evolve.
I think DJs would agree with you. The music has exploded. I mean, there's no way you can keep up with all of the amazing music that is continually produced. It is something. I mean, I go out and it's just new music, 100 new songs, 200 new songs. It's just incredible. I think I may have missed a question. Mm. Oh, yeah, just that's DJ Blaze's music. He always messing with me. I like my chords. You can't have a party without chords. Let me tell you.
I'm
You
having
gotta
water.
have. Well, you think it's going to be just fine? Tell us a little bit about Deep Night. That's your primary place where you are a mod. Tell
Yes.
us, the lineup when it starts,
Uh,
what you guys are all about.
Well, Deep Night usually sometimes they do a shuffle, but if they're not shuffling, usually Portia starts it off at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
And she is streaming out of Mars, right,
Argentina.
on another planet. So
It feels like it.
can't
Yes,
keep up
it
with
is
it.
in the
Can't keep up
wonderful
with it.
land of Argentina, beautiful
Yes, yes.
Argentina. I would love to visit there. And right after Portia is DJ 210 from 7:30 till 9, and my neighbor. And right after is DJ Russell Joseph from 9 until whenever he says, you know what, it's time for bed. And I call him my cousin, given that we're our families are from Trinidad, and you just never know because the island is so small. There's a slim chance we could be related. So we just, you just never know. You just never know. So that's Deep Night. Deep Night is just, it just makes me look forward to Wednesdays. It's midweek, and you're just like, work is tough. You just turn on Deep Night, and you just like, it just takes you on a journey.
It's the
And
Candy Lady in the building. What's happening? Welcome on in. So good to see you. Thanks for vibing with us. Annie is just telling us where we can catch her doing her thing, as she is a one of the mods for the Deep Night crew. Now, how long has Deep Night been at this thing?
what, 2, 3 years? Please correct me in the chat. 3 years, I believe. No,
Yeah, something like that. Probably around there, about 3 years or so. And it's probably more
yeah,
than that. Maybe more than that.
I think so
Yeah.
too. Well,
It's
I feel
amazing
like
how
I've
much
known it
time.
forever, and I've had the wonderful opportunity to meet all three. And well, I mean, besides my neighbors, but
You're
just to meet
three
all
and
of
a
them.
half, 3.5, pushing 4.
Wow, time
So
flies, eh?
congratulations to the Deep Night crew, because that is quite an accomplishment
Uh,
to
four
stay
years.
stay
Uh-huh.
friends and stay friends for that long, right? Let
Yes,
alone keep a stream and put on some amazing sets and amazing music. And as you make a lot of that chat, just have a good time as they're doing their thing with the music. It is wonderful. Any last words for the crew out there? We're going to find a place to party.
place to party. Well, if you are in Toronto tonight, sounds good. Lots of house music. Our very own Ron is playing. So if you're out and about, drop on by. And tomorrow, Boogie is, I guess, as I mentioned before, DJ Ray's resident place. It's also DJ Lazy E and DJ Jane's birthdays. So if you are in the area, you can just drop on by and wish them happy birthday. And I just want to thank
Yes,
everybody just coming out for this. Again, I just feel so blessed. Love
absolutely.
you
Portia's got
all.
got a question or two, so please,
Oh,
yes, drop your question in the chat, and we will.
oh dear. Ask away, Portia.
Let's see what she's got. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh yes, thank you, Melissa. Ice Mistro is also playing. She is another wicked DJ from Toronto.
Ah.
She is a vibe. So yes, thank you, Melissa.
Here's a great question. Where's the furthest that you've traveled for music?
The furthest. Well, this is not really. Well, I guess it's considered house. I went to Brazil for Carnival, and uh, oh dear, I forgot the DJ's name. But he was playing like electronic tech house, which I did not expect. I was in Sao Paulo, like a very small town in Sao Paulo called Votuporanga,
Ah,
and Steve Aoki was there,
okay.
and I wouldn't have dreamed of flying all the way to small town Sao Paulo for a house. But it was a vibe. It was a vibe. That was probably like 15 years ago or so. So,
Mm,
but it was a good time.
that sounds like a great trip. Penzeeves wants to know, how do you stare so hard when they're jamming?
Oh, okay. So this is a bit of an inside thing. So when I call him Happy Pete and I are on the dance floor, we have a bit of a staring contest. And for me, as you can tell, I smile a lot. I can't help it. So I'm supposed to be like very serious. And for me, it's just very difficult as much as I try. But that's just the thing. I try to focus on staring, but I just can't. I start laughing. And yeah, so Peng always wins. Or maybe I make him win. I think that's what it
Now, where did you get your alias Yogi Chick?
is. Well, I used to be really into yoga. Um, but I guess thanks to COVID, it just kind of stopped me a little bit. But I was really, really into it. It's just helped me, I guess, mentally and to deal with stresses from work and life. And yoga was my thing. So
There
that's
you
where
have
the
it.
name
Okay,
came
that
from.
makes sense. Makes sense. Yes. Let's see. Oh, now understand that you love wine.
Yes, I do. But not today. Well, not for a few weeks because I gave up alcohol for Lent. So
Okay.
I'm just
Okay.
counting down 2 more weeks to go. But I do love wine. My favorite is the Chianti, just because it's just how it just makes me feel, I guess. And it's just easy drinking for me. But yes, I love my wine.
Love your wine.
I love my
Well,
wine.
hey, this has been a blast and a fantastic time. For those of you on Twitch, we're going to hang out with Marshall 5070 and we're going to go kick the doors in there and party with him. Everybody else, we will catch you very soon. Once again, Annie, thanks so much. It is so
Thank
good to learn
you.
more about the beautiful person behind the persona in Twitch. And hope we get to see you up there in Toronto, whether that's having some. Oh yeah, is that what's
July
up?
11th. July 11th.
July 11th. Okay, there we go. July 11th. Mark it down, people. Target that, and maybe we'll all meet up and have a good time. Enjoy. Tell Marshall we said hello, and we are going to go kick the door down there. And everyone else, we will see you next time. Annie, hold on a second.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, so they are gone to that party.
Okay.
Everybody else,